Hey everybody, I'm so excited it is Friday. It's that 1:30 time frame. We're in the Near Disney YouTube studio. Well, my name is Kim Hawk. I'm a realtor and I'm a founding resident of the town of Celebration, Florida. And we're so excited today to respond to a request that somebody had. They were trying to understand what is an HOA, what are the components of an HOA, homeowners association, because a lot of people up north may not have those. And if there's any perks and benefits. And I can tell you there's a lot of perks, a lot of benefits. And our own correspondent, we call her Snow White, but Amy Brevard, who's one of the owners of Scoop Ice Cream in Celebration, Florida, is very involved with the special events committee, the Parks and Recs group that is here. I have historically been involved with them as well too. So we thought we would give you a glimpse on what a Parks and Rec group can do in an HOA to give you an idea, because collectively, let's say if you have 4,000 homes that are contributing maybe $100 or whatever a month to an HOA, one of the big perks beyond making sure that the common areas have lawn care and everything might be that there's super cool events. And what better place than Celebration, Florida? Celebration, Florida, where people like to celebrate. So sit back, relax, watch this video, and I will be back at the end.
Everyone, this is Amy Brevard with Scoop Celebration. I am here today on behalf of the Near Disney Channel, and I am with Allison and Chris, and we are here at Parks and Recreation and their special events team, and they're going to tell us a little bit about their role and what they do and some of the magical things that happen here in the neighborhood of Celebration. Chris, tell us a little bit more about what you do, what your role is, and what we can expect out of some fun events if we lived here or if we were visiting.
Well, as the new events coordinator for Parks and Recs, my job is to assist Allison in kind of building every new event, or if one of our committee members has an idea that works with us and they're like, hey, why don't we do this and change it up from last year? We literally program all the big events. If it's from a Food Truck Friday, which is a small monthly event, or if it goes to one of our big events like, our Spooky Soiree, or what we just had was our Spring Fling, which was our big Easter event. We help plan all the massive details that go into that, which can take either several weeks or several months.
Wow, and you just guys did such a good job at the Spring Fling that I just attended for the first time on Saturday, and there was the Easter Bunny and photo ops and food trucks. Tell us a little bit about your inspiration. Do you try to do the same thing at your annual events, or do you add more and more each time?
Lately, I've been here for 3 of those events. For the past 3 years, I've noticed that it has been growing every year in popularity to the point to where we've had to spread out the event and we've had to grow the event, which of course means we need more sponsors. But with the growing numbers and the growing interest in the event, we come up with more and more stuff every single year, and it's turned into basically the whole town's coming now.
I love that. It was great. There was such a sense of community, and that's what we love about the town of Celebration, that there's so much for them to do and so many benefits and perks of having their HOA here and being a part of the community. Can you tell me about, do you live here in Celebration? Do you call it home?
I am very lucky that I do get to call Celebration home, so I get to work here and I get to play here, and on those small little times I do get to relax here as well. I love the sense of community here. That's kind of what draws me to Celebration, I think, like everybody else. But to work here is definitely obviously a big perk as well. Not only is it a sense of community within my peers, but it's a sense of community within kind of employee and peer-to-peer that way as well.
Awesome. And Allison, what is your favorite Celebration event?
Ooh, I think my favorite Celebration event is Pups and Pints, because who does not love dogs. And I will tell you right now that this 2026 year, it is going to be Celebration's 30th anniversary. So when I say be on the lookout for those events you're going to want to attend next year, because everything is going to be 10 times bigger and better than it ever has been.
I love that. And you heard it first here on the Near Disney channel. So make sure you like and you subscribe so you know what's happening. So tell me a little bit about the Parents' Night Out. What can kids expect when they go to that? And then what can parents expect when they drop off their kids or sign them up for that?
So Kids Night Out is probably one of our favorited. We have parents begging for this once a month. So we are trying our best to plan a bunch of those as much as we can in between everything else. But it's really an opportunity for parents to have a nice date night or just some quiet time for a few hours. So they can drop their kids off with us from 6 to 9 o'clock. We feed them pizza. We give them snacks. We actually have our next one coming up this Friday. There's going to be an Easter egg hunt. There's going to be lots of crafts, lots of activities, lots of games. So it's definitely a really good opportunity for kids in town to get to know each other. It's also just a great time for parents to enjoy the peace and quiet for 3 hours.
I love that. I know as a parent, mine are a little older now, but I would have appreciated that greatly, especially the holiday one that you do. I think it gives parents time to go out to our shops here in the neighborhood, some different eateries, and to be able to enjoy Celebration without the kids sometimes too. Now, for those, do you have to be a resident, or if you are a non-resident, how would you learn more about that and sign up for it as well?
So you want to take a look at our social media, as well as sign up for the Friday Flash and the Monday Matters. That's where all of our important information is. So if you're not included on those email blasts, definitely get signed up to do so. We do allow non-residents. We actually do our summer breakout camp every year for residents and non-residents. And a lot of our kids from summer breakout are actually signing up for Kids Night Out as well. So it's usually once the one kid does it, they'll do it over and over and over again. So we will always accept non-residents as well as residents.
Awesome. All right, Chris, I know that there's a big event coming up, and I'm very excited. This will be our first year here as residents in Celebration. Tell me more about the Luau.
The Luau. The Luau this year. Strangely, you should say that because I'm having dreams about the Luau already.
I bet you are.
Actual dreams about what we're going to do about the Luau.
It's exciting.
So we're always going to have the entertainers. We're always going to have the music, the lays. It's going to be it's going to be the opening to summer. So we're going to look for the sandals. We're going to look for the grass skirts. We're going to look for all the Hawaiian shirts. I've got one for every day of the week. So
I love that.
when the residents come in, we want them to be relaxed. We want them to have a cold drink. We want them to go over to the food with their food ticket because we're going to have pineapple chicken and it's going to be amazing.
I have already signed up for mine and my husband's. I saw your link the minute it was released and got online and signed up, and I've told all my neighbors and friends. I think that is the coolest thing that you offer, that you're so organized. Your team does such a phenomenal job at thinking of every single detail. You've got a map. I mean, you make it so clear and so just fun for the neighborhood. I mean, I don't know why anybody would not want to live in Celebration because it's the most magical place truly on earth. Is this one resident only?
This is a resident only event. Every single CROA ID does get in 4 additional guests. They do not have to be residents, but every ID does allow that.
Perfect. What other events do you have coming up for this summer that you want to share with our viewers?
Well, for the summer events, obviously, besides the kids camp, the summer breakout, we also have our 4th of July spectacular, which we are starting to put the details together now. We want to make this just as nice as it was last year. We want the big parade, all the NEVs, all the sponsors for that, all of our volunteers, our Osceola County Sheriff's Office, our local fire department. We want all those, and the parade gets bigger every year, by the way.
Yes, I love how you include everyone. I mean, there's really an opportunity for neighbors, small businesses, corporations, like you said, the police department, the fire department. Everyone is so involved, and I think it's one of the things that makes Celebration unique.
Yes, and lately, since Disney did purchase the Star Wars rights, we do have Star Wars characters that now march in the parade.
Ooh, well, that makes it even better. Well, we are excited to see all that you have to offer. We'll have to bring you back on the show and talk about the holiday events, because I know you do so much with Halloween and with, Christmas, and just overall throughout the year. You just are jam-packed full of all of our calendars. You keep us residents very busy and give us such a magical life here in Celebration. So Make sure that you read the comments below. We're going to have it linked. Make sure you like and subscribe, and comment down below, what is your favorite annual event here in Celebration? We would like to know where you want us to go next in Celebration. What story, business, or neighbor would you like to meet here on our channel? Comment down below so we can make sure we cover that for you. Thanks again for watching Near Disney.
Make sure that you subscribe and like so that we can continue to give you up-to-date information on all things that are going around the 25-mile radius of Cinderella's Castle, because this is truly a magical place to live.
Great job to Snow White. And that's Amy Brevard. She's one of the owners of Scoop Ice Cream. Please check that out in Island Village's Celebration. And Dee Bellavati, our YouTube producer. I just love to see how things come together. I'm echoing what Amy is saying. Is there anything at all that you guys would like us to report on? We've got some really great reporters that are out and about in the community. And I just really think the world. I know I've worked with Allison on several things in the past. I've been here from the beginning, lived in Celebration from the beginning. And welcome to Chris Rourke, who is fairly new, but looks like he is knee deep in creating some really cool events. So as you can imagine, if you're in Celebration, the town that Disney built, literally, we have a downtown Celebration with all these wonderful restaurants and coffee shops and bars. And then when you add a group that is organizing things like Food Truck Fridays once a month, having events like Amy had mentioned with Easter just passing, with all the Easter egg hunts, and just lots and lots of options. And tonight, being it's May 2nd, there's a luau that they are planning, and that just takes a lot of work, but it is so well appreciated, and it's such a great thing, especially when you live in a town called Celebration, that you're going to celebrate. If you don't know the story of how the name came about, Michael Eisner had decided when he came on board with Walt Disney World to take on projects that Walt Disney hadn't finished. And so Epcot Center originally meant experimental prototype community of tomorrow, where people were supposed to live and be and work and live there. That never happened. So Michael said, why don't we take some property, some land that Disney has, and create a town? And so that's how the town came about. I worked with him back then, and we are getting ready to celebrate the 30th anniversary of Celebration, which will be in 2026. My family's been a part of that since the beginning, and it's been 30 years. And I'm really looking forward to what Allison and Chris and committees that are involved with special events. I believe next year is going to be the biggest year of celebrating in our town. So congratulations. Hopefully everybody felt good about getting a little bit of flavor on what Parks and Rec is in Celebration. And what I'd like to do now too is I have someone asking, what's an example of a house that might be for sale? My group, Elijah Lewis and the rest of the team, on Wednesday nights, they have a YouTube show that talks about the 25-mile radius around Cinderella Castle. Hey, Horizon West. Hey, thanks, Nelson, for watching. I appreciate Horizon West. We love Horizon West. That's one of those areas within a 25-mile radius of Cinderella Castle. We've got a very good video. If you go to Near Disney YouTube channel, subscribe and like, that talks about Horizon West, Winter Garden, that type of thing. Today we're talking about Celebration, but we have a price point. People are asking, what are the prices like in Celebration? Because, you know, I'm a realtor by trade, so that's what we try to do, is provide as much good information that we can, so you can get an idea of what area that you might want to move to. Or if you're selling a property, we would love to talk to you about representing you, because we have lots of buyers that watch this show. So as of right now in Celebration, the most economically priced property is $278,000, and that is for a condo. That is 1,360 square feet. That one would require a cash buyer for that one, and I can walk you through any questions about condos. Some will need cash, some can have loans on them. Sometimes there's some nuances to condos that we have to talk about. And then the price point goes all the way up too, there's a house that's $5.5 million in Celebration. But what is important to note is that there's only 86 homes for sale in Celebration right now, 86 total. That's everything from condos to houses. And back in a normal day, we would have about 440 that are available. But what you will see is most people don't want to leave Celebration. They might move around Celebration, but they like having things like Parks and Rec, getting things involved for our community. So sit back and relax. As I promised, I usually will try to showcase a house that's for sale. This one that we're getting ready to show you is within walking distance of downtown Celebration. You can actually see the golf course. If you sit on their porch, you can look to the right and see the Robert Trent Jones Senior and Junior Golf Course. That is a pay-as-you-play golf course, really phenomenal course that's done very well and managed very well. But I'll get back to the end and see if you have any questions. The price point is $1,256,000, and I hope you enjoy. Well, there you have it. You can see that house has got a lot of beautiful upgrades. They'd renovated the kitchen and the bathrooms. If you saw that office, spectacular built-ins that are in there. They have an area over top of the garage that can potentially be used as a guest apartment if you like it. It has a magical backyard. Did you see that it was AstroTurf in the back, which I thought is so great. It's expensive for somebody to put it in their yard, but since they've already done it, boy, didn't that make it lovely. And they've got a beautiful front porch. And like I said, you are within walking distance of downtown Celebration. It just came on the market for $1,256,000. We would love to help you with any of your real estate needs. My number is 407-808-9845, Florida Motion Realty. We have an office here in Central Florida. Like I said, my dream team is going to have a show on Wednesday nights. And then on Monday nights, I do a show specifically for our great town of Celebration, talking about things that are coming up. So since we were talking about Parks and Rec, hopefully a lot of you will be going to the Luau tonight. I think tomorrow night there's a Kentucky Derby type of event that's going on. There's just lots of good stuff. So anyway, until the next time I get to see you, I just wanted to say thank you again to Amy and our Snow White correspondent, and also to Chris Rourke and Allison, who are part of the Parks and Rec group with our HOA and the town of Celebration, Florida. Okay, until next time, bye-bye.
Make sure that you subscribe and like so that we can continue to give you up-to-date information on all things that are going around the 25-mile radius of Cinderella's Castle, because this is truly a magical place to live.